The wait is over. Your patience has been rewarded. Premier League predictions for game week 1. Without further ado, let's get into it. Yes, welcome back to the prediction show. I am absolutely delighted to say that the Premier League returns Friday night, Liverpool, Bournemouth. What a place to get it all going. Anfield, the champions, kick us off. In this one, we are going to predict every single game. I'm going to give you a score line, what I think will happen in those games, and then we're also going to put some selections together. But there is a twist to this video. Not only will you be getting my score predictions, but you'll also be getting the score predictions from OddAlerts AI as well. So we're going to walk through every game, show you what it predicts for that fixture. Should be very, very interesting indeed. And then, of course, next week, on next week's Premier League video, we can compare the scores to see if man or machine came out on top. Now, the target for this video is 1,000 likes. Can you do it? More likes means more views on the algorithm, which means more videos. You know, if I get more views and more traction, then I'll be encouraged to make more videos more often, of course. We are almost at 30,000 subscribers, and a large chunk of you that watch these videos are still not subscribed. So if you can just do that, it takes a couple of seconds. I will very much appreciate it. So we start with the champions. Where else on Friday night? As I said on this video, we are going to cover every single Premier League game. I'm going to give you my predictions, and then we are going to go to OddAlerts AI to see what it has to say about these fixtures. Now, I'll keep this one kind of brief. I've got a selection for this as well, over threes, which you might appreciate. Because this is Friday night, and I think most people will be watching this video maybe Saturday and Sunday. So we'll take a look at the results just to see how Liverpool ended the season. As you can see, wasn't too great, but they already had the title wrapped up. Now, one thing that I would want to point out about this run of form that Liverpool are on is that they have seen over 2.5 goals in 8 out of 10 recent competitive games. Now, this tool that I'm using here is the Football Form Guide. You can use it in the description. Link is in the description. And for example, you can look at over 2.5 goals, or you can then go teams with the most corners to see that Manchester City, 9 out of 10. We can look at over 2.5 goals scored. Chelsea, 4 out of 10. City, Newcastle. Who's scored in the most games? West Ham have scored in 10 out of 10 recent games. I wouldn't expect them to be at the top of the list, but there they are. Leeds United, Chelsea, Liverpool. We will, of course, be using this in many, many videos to come this season, and it only gets better the more games are played. Now, for BTTS as well, Liverpool, 9 of the last 10 competitive games. For Bournemouth, you can't really read too much into how they're going to be based on last season, because they've lost so many players, especially at the back. One statistic that stands out, but is kind of pointless now, is the XG against. They are in the top 3 for the last 10 games of the season. What was it? 0.77 expected goals against per game. So I'm going to jump to Bet365 now, give you my predictions for this one, and then we will head to OddAlerts AI to see what it has to say about this fixture. So BTTS to land once more. Liverpool conceded twice against Crystal Palace, didn't they? And I think what I saw in that game was a disjointed defence. Still very, very good players in that defence. But Frimpong, Kirkez, if you're playing that offside trap, there was a few times for one of the goals as well for Crystal Palace where they're just getting caught out a little bit. The positioning isn't quite there yet. They will get there, of course. They are very, very good players in that defence. No Gravenberg for this game as well, which was also the case in the Community Shield. I do think they miss him. I think they are very, very light in midfield, not in terms of the body count, but just in terms of the physicality, whereas Bournemouth do have some good players in that area. Cliver is a doubt for this game. And the second selection there, I think, offers good value. Bournemouth to get the most cards in this game. They've got a depleted defence. They have brought some players in, but they're yet to even play a minute of pre-season football in terms of the defenders. Petrovic is a good keeper as well. But again, there's a lot of gelling that needs to do here. I have no doubt about Bournemouth's ability to score goals this season, but keeping clean sheets might be an issue, especially on the opening day at Anfield. So now we head to the probability model, and we will see that Liverpool expected to win this game, 62.1% rating. Now, let's get some insights from OddAlerts AI, and this is available on every single fixture where the probability model is running and has predicted outcomes for the game. So we can scroll down here to see the key team insights. The Reds have been consistent in finding the back of the net, scoring 21 goals in their last 10 games. BTTS, as we saw before, 90% of those games. That's a bit of a worry, isn't it, really? They have just signed a new defender from Parma. He is a young kid expected to be that third choice after Van Dijk and Konate, of course. And for Bournemouth, they have struggled defensively, conceding 12 goals in the last 10 games, 1.2 per game. It's not too bad, I guess. It is above average. And now we move to the next section, potential outcomes and betting insights. This is basically me just showing you. I'm not going to do this for every game. I'll just scroll to the bottom for every game, and we can see that we are aligned slightly because we have BTTS here from OddAlerts AI as well, but we also have a corners selection, over 9.5 corners, and it says, given both teams' high corner averages, this offers value at 1.78 odds. Let me know what you think about this one in the comments, because now we're going to move to Saturday's fixtures. Just before we move on, incidentally, this is the selection that the AI put together if you wanted to follow that. The OddAlerts AI has access to the full odds database on OddAlerts, so it's picked better odds than are on Bet365, especially for the corners. 1.57, I think it was, for over 9 corners. So shop around, see what you can get. Now let's move to Saturday. Now on to Saturday's fixtures. What a day it is going to be. Let's just go through the games. I will give my gut feeling predictions, and then we will dive into OddAlerts AI. And this section is going to be a little bit different. We're going to put together a bet slip on Bet365, combining a few of the 3 o'clock games. I mean, you don't want to have the bet ruined by the 12:30, do you? And then the 5:30, maybe potentially a bet builder on the Man City game as well. So Aston Villa against Newcastle. It's been a low-key summer for Aston Villa, which I think suits Unai Emery. They've not had many signings or much drama. They've kept hold of key players like Onana, Watkins, Martinez is still there as well. And for Newcastle, quite the opposite. Isak is AWOL at the minute. He's said that he's not going to play again for them. I'm looking at a narrow victory here for Aston Villa. I think their home form, which we can just check out briefly, their home form towards the end of last season, and in fact throughout last season, was stellar. It was superb, wasn't it? Absolutely superb. So I'm going to go with a 2-1 victory here. I think there's a very good chance for Newcastle on those players at the top end of the pitch to say, look, we don't need Isak. You do need him. You do. But you know what I mean. Gordon playing up there as the 9. Harvey Barnes, big season for him. Alanga, new signing on the break, which is how they will probably play in this game. Now we will take a look at OddAlerts AI for this game. So we hit AI, and what does it say? We will scroll down a little bit. I won't bore you with the analysis, but of course you can check this out for yourself on the website. Aston Villa to win, justified by their home form and Newcastle's away struggles. So yeah, this is a great tool. It's gonna bring up value bets for you. It's gonna check all of the markets. Over 4.5 cards. Both teams have high card rates offering potential value, and over 1.5 goals as well. Now that could be a nice little bet builder, couldn't it, for the first game if you wanted to take that one on. We then move on to Sunderland against West Ham. I think Sunderland will surprise a few people in this season. They've made some very smart signing. Granit Xhaka is a Sunderland player now. What's going on there? And I've already checked some of the odds, as you'll see in a moment when we jump to Bet365. But Sunderland to score is my prediction for this game. It's just under 1.4. So I imagine if you shop around, you can get Sunderland to score a goal at 1.4 in their first home game. And remember, West Ham ended the season last season with no real sign of anything. They were really, really flat, and I don't know if that'll continue. I haven't watched enough of them in pre-season. Maybe some West Ham fans can answer me there in the comments. But Sunderland's first home Premier League game in some time is going to be electric. And as I say, they've made some smart signings at both ends of the pitch. So let's take a look at OddAlerts AI. And of course, this is a promoted team against an existing Premier League team. So just keep that in mind. You can see all of the key insights, the potential outcomes here. So Sunderland, 38.68%. 36.3% for West Ham. It is very, very close to call, even with the probability model. Now, Sunderland to win is a value bet. A goal in each half. High probability and a solid bet. Over 3.5 cards. So some very interesting markets being offered there from OddAlerts AI. Now, I'm going to just go and keep it simple. Remove risk. Sunderland to score at 1.4. On to Brighton against Fulham, and for this one I want to show you Fulham's form, and we can look at the football form guide again. I'll just flick through it. The link is in the description if you want to check out this page. Games lost, we are on here for the last 10 games. Leeds 0, Burnley 0. The teams that have been coming up: Chelsea 1, Palace 1, Brentford 2. So, you know, these are the good teams. Scroll to the bottom. Fulham have lost 7 of the last 10 competitive fixtures. That's not pretty good, is it? That is not pretty good. And we can see this is what it looks like across all competitions. Not the best end to the season. And they haven't really signed anyone yet either. They've not lost many players as well, to be fair to them, but they've not really improved. So will they improve to get something in this game against Brighton? One thing that I did notice last season for Fulham is that they are capable of scoring goals, especially away from home, as we see. And they actually didn't have that much of a terrible away record, as you can see here. They only lost 2 games between the opening day and March, but the end of the season was just terrible. And we can see here 2-1 against Brighton in March. That started the poor away run where they lost 4 out of 5 games. And for Brighton, they were really good towards the end of last season. They were really, really good. They beat Spurs 4-1 on the final day of the season. They beat Liverpool at home 3-2. They beat Wolves, who were smashing it towards the end of last season. Newcastle, they drew with them, and they beat West Ham. That's their last 5 Premier League games. So I think they've improved as well. I know they've lost João Pedro, but they've kept some key players, and they've got some very exciting players that I think are only going to get better as they progress and have another season in the Premier League. Players like Minter, I think, is going to have a sensational season. O'Reilly, we didn't see much from him last year. They've got a new left-back that looks very exciting as well. So, yeah, I think Brighton are going to have another top 10 finish, and my prediction for this one is BTTS and over 2.5 goals. Now, let's see what OddAlerts AI is saying about this one. We click Analyze. Let's see what the recommended selections are. Well, that is comforting to me because it's selecting the same option, especially BTTS. Brighton to win. I wouldn't bet against Brighton in this game. Maybe we can look at the double chance or draw no bet when we jump to the next section. Tottenham against Burnley. I'm not going to be placing a selection on this one. I think there's a bit too much risk here. Burnley will sit back, and that matched with Tottenham's recent game in the Super Cup. I just think it's going to be a bit of a slow starting game. Maybe unders could be the play. I think under 4 goals is 1.44 there. So we will skip that game in terms of the predictions on Bet365. And then also we will skip the predictions in terms of Bet365 for the 5:30 kickoff, but I will give predictions for both of those games. I think Tottenham will get a comfortable win, 1 or 2-0. Nice and easy start for Thomas Frank. Just get the points on the board. Clean sheet as well, quite important. I think Burnley, in these types of games, they're not that kind of team that are going to go and play expansive football, because Scott Parker knows if you do, you're going to concede 2, 3, 4 goals. Wolves against Manchester City. It's a tough one to call, really, because we can just check out quickly the way that Wolves ended the Premier League season. They did so well when the new manager Pereira came in, had a bit of a stumble in the last 4 games, but they were already safe. But look at that run there from when he came in. I think Wolves will be fine this season. I don't think they'll be dragged into a relegation battle at all. I think this is going to be a tough game. My prediction for this one is a Manchester City win and Manchester City to score more than one goal. And as you can probably imagine, the odds for that are absolutely shocking. Maybe you can throw in a Man City second half goal in there. So recommended bets for this one, BTTS, first half goal and over 4 corners, but it is suggesting that you monitor in play because obviously over 4 corners, I mean, that's going to happen for sure, isn't it? So here we are then with my selection. Brighton against Fulham, BTTS and over 2.5 goals. Sunderland against West Ham, Sunderland to score a goal and therefore for there to be over 1.5 goals, 3s, which is the sweet spot for me. And now, Sunday's games, I'm going to give a brief prediction for these games, but if you want selections for these games, you are going to have to head to the OddAlerts Discord. Link is in the description. I'm going to be posting bet builders and selections. We're going to have a combined Sunday treble, and we're also going to have a bet builder just on this Manchester United game as well, 4:30. Cannot wait for that. And of course, follow along on X if you want to check out any other analysis and insights that we post on a daily basis. So Chelsea against Crystal Palace, I think Chelsea will win that game quite comfortably. 2-0 I am going to go with there. I think Chelsea's squad is amazing. Yes, they need another centre-back potentially, but they've also signed the lad from Ajax who looks like an absolute baller. Crystal Palace coming off at the back of a Community Shield game where they look pretty impressive, to be fair, but I am more impressed with the way Chelsea have been playing and especially the way they've been defending from the back end of last season until now. I'm going to go 2-0 to Chelsea. Nottingham Forest, Brentford. Nottingham Forest have not been scoring many goals at all in pre-season, but they've also not been conceding many goals. I'm going to go 1-0 to Nottingham Forest. And Manchester United against Arsenal, I think we could get a fantastic start to the season here. Manchester United and Manchester United fans will be delighted with the signings that they have been making at the top end of the pitch. Did they not watch Man United last season? Because the problem really is the other end of the pitch. The keeper, the defenders, the injury record for the defenders and the disciplinary record between Ugarte and Casemiro. I mean, you need a defensive midfielder and some other centre-back options, I think, anyway. Patrick Dorgu looks like a good player. I've watched him a few times in pre-season. Having Sesko as the focal point as well offers a lot more flexibility, as does Cunha and Mbuemo as well. They've made some very good signings, Manchester United, but again, I think their issues are more at the other end of the pitch. Let me know what you think about this one. In terms of the scoreline that I'm going to go with for this game, I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw. It's very hard to call this one. I think both teams have got capable players, match winners as well. Interesting to see if Gyökeres starts this one. So let me know what you think. Let me know what your Premier League predictions are. And I will see you in the Discord for the selections for Sunday.